Hello. A reasonably quiet day weather-wise out there today. We've got a lot of dry weather on the cards, fairly cloudy skies for most places, but there'll be a bit of sunshine at times just trying to break through the cloud as well. And we do have one or two showers around across central parts of England into South Wales, for instance, too. But it is really this large area of high pressure out in the Atlantic that's ridging in across the UK, keeping the weather reasonably settled, fairly light winds today too. The only exception is towards the far northwest, breezier conditions as the weather front moves in, bringing a few splashes of rain to the Western Isles, for instance. And also you can just see one or two showers coming out of this fairly clumpy cloud through parts of northern England, the Midlands, down towards South Wales and the southwest too. Some sunshine for East Anglia and the southeast at times, and some brightness holding on for parts of northern England and eastern Scotland. But through tonight then, that band of rain tracks further south across Scotland and Northern Ireland, tending to fizzle out a bit as it does so. So I think just a few light drizzly showers across northern England by the time we get to Saturday morning. Largely frost-free to the north of that, but colder conditions in the south, so -2, -3, touch of frost and some fog patches for parts of southern England in particular. So Saturday's weather dominated by this fairly weak weather front, which will be pushing south, not bringing much in the way of rain, perhaps a few light showers, but just really bringing a band of cloud through the central slice of the UK. Either side of that, bit more sunshine once mist and fog clears away from the south. Should be some spells of brightness coming through, and for Scotland and Northern Ireland too, some sunny intervals developing. So temperatures around about 6 to 8 degrees for most of us on Saturday. Then things turn a little bit milder through the second half of the weekend. A warm front, as you can see, moves its way gradually towards the east, so the wind's coming in from a bit of a milder direction on Sunday, but turning quite windy in the north. In fact, gales developing for northern and western parts of Scotland, some rain pushing into the far northwest later on. I think much of England and Wales keeping the dry weather through the day, probably the best of the sunshine for East Anglia and the southeast, and many of us will be back in double figures, 11 degrees or so in Belfast, one of the warm spots I think for Sunday. Moving through into Monday, and that front just clears away towards the south, so colder for a time, perhaps the odd wintry shower in the north, but generally high pressure building through much of the week ahead. So yes, some rain in the outlook here, particularly in the north and northwest, drier in the south, and turning milder than it has been. Bye-bye.